Here, if I open the Keynote drop-down list, we got different types of keynotes: element, material, and user keynotes. But what are the differences between these two? And this is very important to distinguish the differences between these two. Firstly, the element keynote tags a selected element using the keynote specified for the element type, and it will be applied for the entire type. I mean, whatever elements or objects we select, then in edit type we got the keynote. As you can see that before using the keynote, we can click on it and then we can assign the desired keynote. For instance, here in the walls, and then let me see, I can choose the first one by default. Okay, like this way, and this will be assigned to the entire type. Then if I delete it from the keynote, it will be removed. But if we assign the value and then we use the keynote, then it will be shown in the element keynote. Otherwise, the keynote will be opened and then we should specify the value for the element keynote, like this way. We cancel the command. Right now, if we select the same type of wall, we'll see the specified keynote value. And the keynotes can be shown in a number with a box, and also keynote tag with the text. As you can see, I set it to the number of box. Anyway, the element keynote is used as a type property and it will be assigned to the entire type of the element. The next one is material keynote that tags a selected element using the keynote specified for its material. So we use this for displaying and determining the used materials for each of the layers or elements. And the point about the material keynote is that you have to open the material window, material browser, afterwards in identity, and then in Revit annotation information you have to assign the keynote for the material, and then it will be shown on the material keynote. Let me, for instance, click on concrete, and then I assign a value for it like this way. Afterwards, I want to add the material keynote. I click on it, and also on this layer, watch this. However, if the material is used elsewhere, we can add the keynote on it, but here the another layer got a different material that we have to choose a new material for it in order to show it. Let me specify a value for it, like this way. Well done, this is the result. And the material keynote includes some points. Firstly, as we talked about the element keynotes, I should say that we can use the detail components. I mean, the keynotes can be used upon the detail components as well, while we couldn't use this with tags. So we can use the keynotes upon the detail components. But there are some exceptionals for the material keynotes. For instance, if we set the visual style to wireframe, like this way, and also finer media, then we are not able to use the material keynotes. Watch this, wireframe visual style. But if we set it to hidden line or shaded, then we can add them. And the next point is that we have to set the detail level to medium or fine. Course is not supporting the keynotes. And the next one is about the detail lines and also the field regions by this way, or insulations. We cannot add the material keynotes on the lines, field regions, and insulations, as you can see. And also, it doesn't include the detail components for the material keynotes. All in all, we can assign the material keynotes for the elements that can be assigned with a material. So if you can't assign a material to an element, you cannot place the material keynote. And the user keynote, which tags an element with a keynote that you select. User keynotes add the keynotes on the single instance, while element keynote applied on the whole type. As you can see, when we activate this tool and select an element, the keynotes dialog display, allowing us to select the appropriate keynote. We can use this for adding some description, text, or some issues. Let me give you an example. I click on this wall. Then we can select whatever we want from the list and then assign it to the element. It can be a description, it can be an issue, or whatever we want to display, and even a comment or recommendation about the element. And note that the user keynote is specific to the selected element, not to the other types, while the element keynote will be applied on the entire type of the elements, not only on the instance, just like the user keynote. So if you wanted to apply the keynote on the instance, on a single instance, you can use you can use user keynote. And whatever keynotes you select, you got some properties here, as you can see, and in identity data, as you can see, we got the information about the identity, which is like the keynote source or text, and also the key value, that we can open it and then change the reference code for it like this way. Or for instance, for the material keynote, we got the key source, or which is the key source is user, like this way. So when we select the keynote normally, you can check its source by the properties, as you can see, element, user, or material, as I showed.